On June 23, 1940, one day after France's surrender to Germany early in World War II, Nazi leader Adolf Hitler visits Paris. But why didn't Hitler go to the top of the Eiffel Tower during his visit? And which part of his visit did he say was the greatest moment of his life? Adolf Hitler, once an aspiring artist, admired Paris's architecture while visiting various places of interest. He made his first stop at the Palais Garnier, the city's famous opera house. Hitler's convoy also drove down Paris's famed avenue, the Champs-Élysées, and then visited the tomb of the unknown soldier at the Arc de Triomphe. At the Trocadéro, the city's iconic public square, Hitler and his entourage posed with the Eiffel Tower in the background. I have always found the famous photo of a smug Hitler in front of the Eiffel Tower to be one of the more unpleasant in history. It just gives me the creeps. Hitler, however, was unable to ascend the famous Eiffel Tower because French workers had cut the elevator cables just before the Germans took Paris. I mean, he could have taken the stairs. There are only 674. Hitler also stopped at Les Invalides, where he visited the tomb of Napoleon Bonaparte. He proclaimed upon leaving, "That was the greatest and finest moment of my life." While viewing the Panthéon, the majestic church-turned mausoleum in Paris's Latin Quarter, Hitler was deeply impressed by the neoclassical architecture and grand scale of the monument. His final stop was the Basilique du Sacré-Cœur de Montmartre, located on a hill which offers an iconic view of the city. Hitler wasn't impressed by the church, but he and his men did enjoy the view. After less than 3 hours in Paris, Hitler returned to Bourget Airport and flew back to his campaign headquarters, known as the Wolfsschlucht, in Belgium. He never returned to Paris. Here are other events that happened today in history. In 1314, the Battle of Bannockburn, a landmark victory for Scotland over England, begins in Stirling. In 1956, Gamal Abdel Nasser wins 99.5% of the vote to become the first president of Egypt. In 1972, Title IX, a landmark U.S. law prohibiting discrimination in education based on sex, is enacted. In 1989, hyped as a major summer event, Tim Burton's blockbuster film Batman opens in theaters. In 1992, Teflon Don John Gotti is sentenced to life for conspiracy to commit murder and racketeering. In 2016, the UK votes to withdraw from the European Union, with 51.9% in favor of Brexit. In 2023, Russian private military company Wagner Group engages in an uprising against Vladimir Putin. And now it's time for our Today in History quiz. Which 1670s conflict between English colonists and Native Americans in New England is also known as Metacom's Rebellion? The Pequot War, King Philip's War, the Powhatan Wars, or Pontiac's War? Liked learning about Hitler in Paris? Then you'll love this one about the downfall of Pierre Laval, the leader of occupied France during World War II. Tap the screen to keep the story going on Today in History.